Honorable Men Discord. Highest to lowest reaction. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and by all means, join the conversation in the comment section. So, last week I had the opportunity, last Friday actually, I had the opportunity to see the highest to lowest movie by Spike Lee, featuring Denzel Washington and the cast I have up right now. And there'll be no spoilers in this episode. I do think it was a solid movie. I enjoyed it. It had some funny moments. It had some suspense. Overall, if I was to rate it out of 10, I can give it an 8. I can give it an 8. I wouldn't be mad if someone gave it a 7, 7.5. Will I give it a 9 or 10? No, I wasn't that blown away by it, but it was a good movie. Good enough to tell someone, check out the movie. Right off the jump, it was just good to see Denzel back on screen with in front of the camera while Spike Lee was behind the camera. And I like the introduction, the high rise. The high rise, of course, facing the Brooklyn Bridge. Spike Lee, if you don't know anything about Spike Lee is an adamant Knicks fan. And in addition to that, he is a beloved resident. I believe he's still a resident, but he's a beloved Brooklynite. All right, he's a proud Brooklynite. So any chance he gets, he's going to shoot something representing Brooklyn. But, again, in the beginning of the movie, it started off with a nice shot of Denzel on the phone from his plush residence facing the Brooklyn Bridge, which it was cool. The storyline was good. It had some twist to it. But the one thing that I want to say about it, in my opinion, and by all means, if anyone has seen this film already, let me know if you agree in the comments. If not, you could always come back to this episode and let me know your thoughts on the movie. I must say, Dean Winters was in the movie, playing a police officer. I thought his character was overdone. I just thought it was overdone. He started to annoy me, to say the least. He started to annoy me. I felt like he was overacting. I don't know if it was asked of him to act that way, but I felt like he was overacting. And he, out of everyone in the film, started to annoy me. And it's not because, it's not because he's incapable of acting, because I looked at his resume. I was actually shocked. I only know him from the Allstate commercials. Mr. Mayhem, or He's Mayhem, or something like that. I didn't know he had a decent catalog of work that he's done. All right, I believe he was in Oz and some other stuff as well. I only know him from the Allstate commercial, but his character in this movie, which was Inspector Higgins, as you can see it here, I just felt was annoying. And I'm not hating on the man. By all means, watch the movie and you'll probably understand why I said that. Outside of his character, Ice Spice had a little cameo, nothing big. A$AP Rocky, I thought, did a good job for his character. I didn't think it was a complex character to play, so it's not like, I don't feel like he was super challenged outside of having to learn the lines and having to sell it as a believable character. But the character he was playing was a young felon, which was pretty much someone who, from the streets, who likes to record rap music. So obviously A$AP Rocky, I'm sure he would say himself he's from the streets, and obviously A$AP Rocky, he's a rap artist himself. So he wasn't playing someone that was hard to grasp or understand. So did A$AP Rocky do a good job? I thought he did a good job. I thought he did a decent job. I wasn't blown away by A$AP's acting, but he did a good job. The movie was good. It was good. No one blew me away with their acting in this movie. It wasn't one of those scripts. And I think that's why I gave it an 8. I was hoping that it's been a while since Denzel and Spike has done a movie. I think the last movie they did was the bank heist movie, if I'm not mistaken, and I think they also said that on an interview was the heist movie, which actually took place. It started off with the shot at Coney Island. Again, Spike Lee, he's always gonna do something relevant to Brooklyn, but that movie, a matter of fact, that last film that I just mentioned, the bank heist movie, had more suspense. You know, it had more going on. I believe in that movie, and that one I would have gave higher than an 8. I would have gave that one a 9, you know, or 8.5. But I give this one an 8. It's a good movie. It was a good movie. Good acting, good actors. You know, the kid who played Denzel Washington's son, he did a decent job. I mean, his performance to me was no different than ASAP Rocky's. You know, it wasn't spectacular, but it wasn't horrible either. So, you know, decent job. The actress that played Pam King, which was Denzel's wife in the movie, I can't even pronounce her name. Hadira. I'll say her last name. Hadira. I've seen her before. She actually played in the series, if I'm not mistaken, The Godfather with Forrest Whitaker. She, much like the character with Forrest Whitaker, she's just she did a good job. Nothing spectacular. She just was a good co-star to Denzel's character in David King. Jeffrey Wright, he's an excellent actor. He's an excellent actor. He played in The Manchurian Candidate, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he did. He played in The Manchurian Candidate with Denzel Washington, and that was a good movie to me. For those of you that saw it, tell me what you think about that movie. Tell me what you think of Jeffrey Wright's acting in Manchurian Candidate. He is a premier actor. Like, he showed up, and he had funny moments in the movie. You know, he had some moments where, you know, there was a little bit of a twist. You know, he and Denzel Washington clearly in this film were the standout actors. Jeffrey Wright plays Denzel Washington's driver in the movie. Again, he did an excellent job. Rick Fox was in the movie. Rick Fox, nice little cameo. For those of you that have seen He Got Game, seeing Rick Fox in the movie just brought me back to watching He Got Game, which was also a Spike Lee movie featuring Denzel Washington, and Rick Fox was in it. You know, again, Rick Fox is, you know, he's in this movie. I thought it was cool to see him because for me, I felt like Spike Lee plugged him into the movie to bring back nostalgia of other films. You know, so which was He Got Game. So I like seeing him in it, and I thought that was cool. The guy who played Detective Earl Bridges, John Douglas Thompson, he did a decent job. He did a solid job. Again, I wasn't blown away by his performance. The actor Wendell Pierce, who played Gabe, he had a small role, so he didn't really showcase any type of, like, there was no standout moment with him. So I don't really have much to say on him. Inspector Bell Lachanzi, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She was fairly decent. Michael Potts, who played Patrick. What's that? Bethia. He was okay. It was a decent movie. You know, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil the movie, because the movie does have twists in within the storyline. So if I really elaborate, which I would love to elaborate, if I really elaborate, it'll be a spoiler, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I really want everyone to go out there and support Spike Lee. I'm a big Spike Lee fan. I'm a big Denzel Washington fan. So I'd rather people just go out there and give it a view. It's not going to be a horrible film. Trust me when I tell you it's not going to be a horrible film. There's suspense all throughout. There's suspense towards the end. And it's definitely worth it for the suspense. It's definitely worth it to see Denzel doing his thing. You know, he dyed his grays for this movie. You know, got the shape up. Denzel is Denzel, man. The man is an amazing actor. An amazing actor. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the movie. You're not gonna be blown away, but you're not gonna be disappointed either. So don't go seeing the film like, oh, that was just okay. You're not gonna be blown away, but you will enjoy yourself. You will have the suspense, and you will see some great acting from Denzel. Matter of fact, one other thing, Denzel had a moment with his son that at the time when I watched it last week, the crowd, there was some reaction from the crowd, right? I even reacted too, and the crowd got a reaction out of that scene with his son, rightfully so. And for you fathers out there, I think you will enjoy that scene also with Denzel and his son. So that's all I have on this. I don't want to say too much again because I don't want to spoil the film. Because I feel like I was trying to think in my mind, what can I talk about? What scene can I talk about? But then it would spoil the film because again, the film has twist to it. All right. So if I say something about a particular scene, it may spoil it. I will say this though: one actor that I do not see in this lineup appears on a train with Denzel. I'll say that much. And he's another actor that Spike Lee has worked with several times, so he was a familiar face. I don't know why he's actually not up here, because he did have some lines and he did have a funny moment. So there's another actor that's missing from this lineup. I don't know his name, but when you see the film, you'll recognize him right away, and you'll probably bring a smile to your face when seeing him. So yeah, that was a good moment also. But outside of that, it was just a well shot film. Well shot film. Nothing spectacular. And that's why I gave it an 8. In all honesty, I wanted more than just a good film. I was really looking for that, like, grab your seat type of thing, and I can't say it was a grab your seat type of thing. It wasn't a slight emotional roller coaster as far as you don't know who's doing what. So there was a point in time, and that's what I liked about the movie, and that's the one I was yearning for more emotion of. I'm not sure who's behind what, because there was moments in the movie where it's like it could have went in so many different directions, and I like that type of suspense. You know, I like those movies where you're trying to solve who's behind what before the movie ends. You know, and it had that moment, but I'll let you watch the film. I'm gonna leave it there because I'm almost tempted to speak more in depth, and I don't want to do that and ruin it for you all. But please, by all means, get a ticket, go see Highest to Lowest, and no matter how old this episode is, jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts, and I'll respond to you. But that's all I have today on this episode. As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next episode. Stay honorable.